Okay, so I'm gonna talk about Zero Entertainment real quick, and I guess how I ended up getting back to my best self because I kind of just made a video saying like, oh yeah, I feel like I'm at my strongest self again, and I didn't really explain how I got there. So I kind of want to do that because I feel like it's good. And my previous video that I just made also kind of can tell you, but I just wanted to read these notes because I feel like sometimes it's good to do it a bit more in a more organized way. So I'll just read it. So I titled it Path to Gaining Consistency Again and Zero Entertainment. So consistency is like probably one of the most important things for doing anything. If you want to gain a skill, if you want to finish a project, if you want to do anything, consistency is like the key. And I feel like these days I've been really, really good with it. And starting basically last year when I came back from Japan, felt depressed and sad for about 3 months, didn't really do much. And then afterwards, I was like starting a whole bunch of 30-day challenges. And now I've done maybe like over, definitely over 10. Some of them I failed, some of them, most of them I succeeded with. And so my consistency levels have been increasing a lot over time. But basically, initially, I felt a huge lack of stimulation, like a very, 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 very empty feeling when I came back from Japan. So that's why I started consuming again. Like that transition, like made me break pretty hard, and I was like, shit, I just feel terrible, and I, it's just a way to ease that feeling. So that's what happened, and I definitely felt very lonely as well. It's a huge difference between Japan and here for me. Well, it depends on which part of Japan, because I was living in an apartment at a certain point in Japan, and I did feel lonely there. I made a video about it, and in the share house though, when people were around all the time, I did not. It was like a completely different experience. It's what I prefer. But I'm here now, and basically, I'm alone most of the time. Like majority of the day, I'm alone. So, but I'm kind of okay now. Like I feel pretty good actually. I don't know. I'll talk about it a bit more in a different video. Like I know why I feel better, but I yeah, I'll talk about it in a later video because I do want to make a series dedicated to basically helping people with alleviating loneliness. And I feel like as someone who's experienced both like that extremely bad feeling of being alone and also like feeling good around people and feeling like cared for and loved and all that stuff. It's like I feel like I can give some good advice basically. So let's move on. The way I came back was through trying over and over again and failing over and over again. So I basically was just trying to build a zero entertainment streak, and my friend can attest to this. We were trying to do this together because I was like trying to start like this whole accountability thing with a friend from Japan, and it was going pretty well overall. I was just mainly talking about my audiobook and how I would work on it each day because I was trying to build up consistency. And at the same time, I was mentioning how, I also want to get back into zero entertainment, but it would be like, oh, I did 3 or 4 days and then I failed. And then when I failed, it would take like maybe 2, 3, 4 days to try again. And then again, and then again, and then again until maybe like the fourth try. Finally, like as things kept stacking on, like I mentioned in the previous video, as new challenges came up and things that excited me came up, like the Amazon affiliates challenge that I'm doing, as well as the piano and singing challenge, as well as like me just organizing everything. Like as more stuff stacked on, and then I also started audio journaling consistently again. It just felt like, yeah, I really want this. I really, especially the audio journaling. So what got me to 10 days straight, like I think today is day 11, and yeah, today, it was a good day. So day 11. And what got me to 10 days straight was audio journaling every day again. So just checking in with myself and talking about what I did and how I felt. I did that in Japan all the time when I was walking around and basically just filming myself talking to the camera. But I don't do that here. So what I started doing was just taking walks outside and recording myself. And this is like privately. I just record myself. Actually, technically, it's public because yeah, I do post it, but it's not like I don't post it here. I just post it audio only, and it's not very detailed with like personal things. It's mostly just like, oh, what I did during a day and like how I'm feeling. But I feel like at a certain point, once, because I'm very very confident that I'll succeed in some way in the future. So it would be cool to have like a documentary in audio form of like just how I was thinking and how I was feeling all the time, every single day, and what I did every single day. I know I'm kind of insane. I know I've always kind of been like this. Like I've had a journal since 2013, and it usually was writing. And I would write sometimes for like an hour or two for a day, just type constantly. And now it's audio journaling. Now I kind of just like talk for a good like 20 minutes average about like what happened in the previous day, even if it was just purely me by myself and just doing work. So yeah, I know I'm weird, but like it's kind of what I do. And so yeah, basically I do that, and it started making me feel good again. Especially the last part of it, which is priming. So what I do is I really commit like to certain promises I made to myself by basically saying them again. So I made a lot of videos about these at a certain point. I call it like my creed, and it's basically like a series of things I say I will do. So, for instance, the main one is I will strive to live a life worth remembering, a life I'm proud of. And then there are other ones like I will rise no matter how many times I fall. And then, yeah, a lot basically. And every time I say them, it makes me feel like I'm reconnecting to myself. It makes me feel like I'm, especially when I say, I will remember everything that makes me who I am. That's like those three are, and then one more, I will never abandon others. Those four are the core ones. And they have a lot of history behind them. Like I know they're just words to like whoever's listening to them, but for me when I say them, like a whole bunch of feelings and a whole bunch of like things from my history basically pop up. And it makes me feel very, very strongly. And those words are purely mine in that sense. Like I created them based on emotions, like based on moments in my life where I felt extremely emotional. So because I have that anchor, it's like every time I say it now, it's a mantra. It's like something that primes me to be in a certain state. And like just remembering everything as well, like even the like bad moments, but also a lot of the good moments in the past. My friends, the people who cared about me, and the moments we spent together, everything. It just floods back into me and makes me feel so, like, so much. And I think that cured like the lack of stimulation, and then just like really really wanting to live a life worth remembering and trying, right? And no matter how many times I fall, like just keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. So the more I said those things to myself, the more I felt like connected to myself. And yeah, I know, like for whoever may be watching this, you're gonna have a completely different experience. But I encourage you to find your own words and find what like makes you feel strongly and makes you feel connected to yourself. I think that can help a lot. But saying all those things, doing the audio journals, starting the challenges, all of it basically just like pointed me in a direction, like pointed me in the direction that I want. And it was a big process, a long process. It took about a month and a half basically after I got back from Japan to really get to my strongest state again. But it's honestly a huge difference. It's like it feels completely different. Like me from a month ago feels completely different from me now. Like I don't know how to describe it. It's just like I don't I don't even understand the person I was a month ago. I understand them because I can feel the feelings, but it's like how did I not like remember the things that I know like remember now? You know? It's like our brains, it's so easy for us to like dissociate or like close things off, but you just need to rebuild those connections. You need to like remember the memories. You need to reconnect. So those are my thoughts, and it's definitely very very specific to me, in terms of like how everything works together. But there's definitely obviously some commonalities between all of us because we're all human beings. We all have a lot of similarities, and the way our brains work, it works in very similar ways. So I'm sure some things that I do can also help you. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's everything from my notes and how I ended up getting back onto Zero Entertainment and gaining consistency again. Again, I'm only on day 11, but there's a certain point where you reach like, I think it's around day 7, where you're kind of like, yeah, I don't feel like I need it. I don't feel like, even if I did feel an urge, I feel like I have a strong enough barrier or guard now that like if I do get an urge, I'm just like, okay, later, later, like after I finish the audiobook, because I changed it to basically whenever I finished a big impact project, I can take a break. I may not. Like I kind of feel like it might be a good idea to stay off of it and then just keep going. But like I also feel like it would be fun to get back into it and then test myself to see, can I get back on it, right? Because I've done it multiple times now, 35 days straight, and then I took a break for 2 days, and then 30 days straight again with one or two failures in during that 30 days. But for the most part, it was successful. And then again for 80 days straight, in Japan, and then for now 11 days. So I honestly feel like it's the easiest thing in the world once you get to like past a week. And then from there, it's like extreme clarity, and you're just spending your time how you want, doing the things that you want, and purely on the things that you want. It is hyper effective. It's super effective. I cannot stress enough how much of a difference it's made in my life. It makes me feel like a completely different person. And I know like maybe 0.001% of people watching this will do it. But if you're in a spot where you're just like frustrated with how you're spending your time and how you're not making progress with certain things, try it. And if you can succeed with it, I guarantee you it would change a lot. I'm speaking from pure experience of having done it in multiple phases at this point. So an accumulated total, why can't I talk right now? Of about 150 days, basically. And those 150 days were the clearest in my life because ever since I was a kid, I've been consuming entertainment. So, yeah. But yeah, that's basically how I got back on it and how I've been consistent again and why I'm basically feeling good and organizing so much and working on my stuff more than ever and feeling like I have so much energy and able to just continue. Yeah. Yeah, I know at a certain point, like, back then when I was saying the same things and feeling the same way, like around day 40, day 50 is when I made a video for my main channel saying like I'm just gonna keep going until I reach like $2,000 to $3,000 on YouTube or something like that. But then I failed. I failed miserably. I ended up finishing the 30-day challenge and was like, I'm so tired. I kind of want to just like chill and watch something. Why not check out Invincible? My friend's been raving about season 3. So I did, and I broke. And then ever since I broke then, it was hard to get back on until 11 days ago. So I know even though I feel this way now, it's possible for me to break again. But when I'm in this, as of this moment, and as of the start of day 5, I'd say, I felt like I'm pretty much good. Like I don't feel like it's gonna happen. Like honestly. So until I reach and I guess that's why I made the break point like when I finish the audiobook, because I know like I'm gonna feel that sense of accomplishment and tiredness. So I'm gonna be like, oh shit. But so it's like built in for me to not fail, but like it's a planned break now instead of like a failure. It's all in the head sometimes. It's all in the head sometimes. Okay, that's it. I'm not gonna talk anymore. I talked way too much. Okay, I don't even know if the camera's recording. Okay, it's recording. Thank God. We're at 4%. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Catch you in the next one.